like I said, I told everybody a million times, my mom was a federal agent she was a tax auditor from 1972 to the mid-90s. So she taught me everything. She said, you're the one who petitioned in tax court. You're the burden of proof now is on you. That the IRS doesn't have the capacity to tax you. You're not the defendant. You're the prosecutor. You petitioned the court. It's like watch any old movie, watch any old Bible movie, King David kind of thing. There's people petitioners outside of his castle waiting to have their case heard. They're the petitioners. So the IRS tells you, so if you want to challenge our assessment on you, file your petition with tax court at this address within 30 days, or we're going to start doing some really bad things to you. So what you should have done is just keep sending letters back and forth to them and say, wait a second, do you have the right to claim that I owe you a debt? Who has that right? I thought you were the IRS. I thought you were a state agency. I thought you had privileges, duties, and obligations. Where do you have a right? Do you have a right? Can you show me where you have that right to make a claim against my person or my property? And they don't. They have no rights. No man's going to come forth. Like I said, my mom explained to me really simple. I said to my mom, if you assess some man $89,1217 in assessment, and you'll hand him across the desk, and you hand him, he says, yes, I'll say this is what you owe. And I said, now if the man says put it in writing and sign it, now that you put it in writing, now sign it and testify that in open court. She said, I will never do that. She said, why? She said, we all know that's fraud. She said, but you could actually fill out the assessment form and throw it across the desk and tell the man you better pay it or else. He's going to have a really bad life. She said, absolutely. I said, but now if the man said sign it, and will you testify to that in open court? She says, of course not. I can't testify to that. She said, I have no firsthand knowledge of any of that information on that paper. All I am is the tax auditor for the IRS. I don't know how much money this man really made. So I said, my mom said, it's all fraud. She explained to me in less than 5 minutes. I remember exactly where she was standing in 1987 when she told me. It took less than 5 minutes to explain it to me. I was like, it's all fraud. It's all fraud. She said, then why do people pay? She said, because they're afraid they're going to get in trouble if they don't. She said the same reason. She said the same reason why I was paying my taxes up until doing that IRS nonsense up until 1988. I did the same thing. Everybody else was doing because I was afraid. I was like, oh, okay. She said, you afraid anymore? I said, no, now that you put it that way, no. She said, now what do you file from now on? I file every year I'm exempt. She said, there you go. Just make sure you file exempt every year.
You file what?
Just file exempt. You just any kind of paperwork that anybody the W-2 form was it W-4 form they hand you?
Yeah. But I mean, you don't file a return and put exempt on there, do you?
I just file it on my W-4 whenever I start a job or something like that. Anybody tries to hand me something, I just file exempt on it.
Right.
Or you write N-A. Now, what does N-A mean? Everybody knows what that letter N with a slash and an A. They always tell you to write all the time, right?
Oh, yeah, not applicable?
No, not a subset. That means I am not contracting with you.
Oh.
See, everybody thinks means not applicable. See, I think lawyers taught somebody that just to not let normal people like you and me know what NA really means.
I always thought it meant not applicable.
Right, and that's what I thought for first 20 years, 30 years of my life until my mom explained it to me.
Or Narcotics Anonymous.
No, it's just NONASSUMSIT, not a subset. That just means that means I'm not going to contract with you. This is not binding. So she said you write NA through all the boxes, and at the bottom one she said you highlight it, take a yellow highlighter, write exempt across it. She said you keep the original, you make a copy of it, and you hand it to your boss. And she said that way you keep the original in your files forever.
That's right. And only you can make that determination of your status.
Right. And nobody else can. So then no man will come to court. No man will come to court and testify otherwise. Because she said, my mom said, a federal agent will never come to court and swear under oath of affirmation to anything being true. They don't know. She's like, I don't know. So like I said, I got lucky that my mom was an IRS agent for so many years. And my sister just worked part-time there just during the busy season. She just helped doing the filing. But my mom actually was a tax auditor. So she actually knew the ins and outs.
God, how does she live with herself?
She said, well, who do you think paid for that dining room table and the living room furniture? I said, Mom, come on, you can work through something else. She said, well, she said, it's all what they believe. She said, so now you believe that you owed this for all these years, right? Until I explained to you in 1987. I said, yes, Mom, I did. She said, now, don't you feel so much better now that you know it's true? I said, yeah, well, she said, well, eventually all these people are going to realize what is true. It's going to make them closer to understanding the difference between a man and the government. She says, now you know the difference between you being a man and you being like an employee or a servant or a citizen.
In other words, your mom said, let's take advantage of the poor Slavs until they wake up.
And then once they know who they truly are, once man truly knows who he is and who the government is, let them be subjects and slaves to the government.
I can't justify it. I don't know.
Going back to NA,
that's like being a cop and keeping your mouth shut. It's the same thing again.
Right.
Anyway, whatever.
Going back to NA, instead of writing UCC 1-308 and all rights reserved, you can just put NA?
Yeah, just NA, because at UCC 3018, everybody knows that those codes change, just like the federal codes of civil procedure changes every 6 years. And the last time it was changed was 2007. So now it's going to be changed in 2013. So their codes change and modify at will, like usually within every 6-7 years. So the next thing you know, remember it used to be UCC
207.
It used to be 207, right?
I think so.
And now it's 308.
Got it.
That's what I'm saying. It changes. So everybody used to write 207 on it. Now it's 308. Next year it could be 409. Who knows? So like I said, instead of playing silly games of what they believe is true, you say, you know what? It's not. It's not. I'm not a subsidy. I'm not contracting with you. No, thank you, but no, thank you.
I don't know if I spelled it right. Is that right? Non-assumpset? See what I typed?
Yeah, just let somebody Google it. I'm saying, and it'll pop right up.
Spell it again.
Yep. Sorry about that. There is a P in it. It is right. You are right. It is a subset.
Right? How do you spell it?
It's NON. Here, I'll give you the. I'll put it right on your website thing. It's
on the chat?
Yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put Black's Law Dictionary's 5th version of what it means.
Not legal typed it in there. ASSUMPSIT.
Yeah, there you go.
I had an extra T in there. Okay.
Yeah, so
ASSUM.
And the definition. Oh, is somebody going to put it in?
Yeah, did it pop in there yet?
No, I don't see it yet.
It just means the general issue of an action of a subset. It says being a plea by which the defendant avers that he did not knowingly undertake or promise anything as alleged. So there you go.
Put that in the chat.
Yeah, I'm going to try to cut copy and paste.
Okay.
There you go.
Dog biscuit put.
Yeah.
Yeah, subset. A promise or engagement by which one person assumes or undertakes to do some act or pay something to another. It's non-contract, non-assumption.
Yep. So, see, that's what NA means, but everybody believes them and not applicable, which I don't know why.
That's interesting. I didn't know that. See, I just learned something.
Yeah, like I said, I try to teach people extremely simple things, nothing complicated.